Hello everyone, my name is Victor from Komplet America, and today I'm going to demonstrate you how to operate your 805. First thing we're going to do, we're going to hit our battery disconnect, turn that on. We'll put our key in, start it. Screen, once it lights up, lights up white, and it shows the illustration of the crusher. That's ideally when you want to start your unit. You have your siren here, so if there's an alarm. You have your CAN bus. If you ever have to plug in a computer, usually that's a service tech that would plug into your computer if you have to check your software. Over here, you have a USB that you can plug in anything to charge. So once that screen lights up and it gives you this illustration of the unit, you can go ahead and start the unit. So once you start your unit, this is our home screen. On our home screen, you see how there's a bunch of indications of different parts that you can access. So this one here on top, this is going to be for your language, British. This one here is for your calendar. You can change your calendar date. When you're on that screen and you change your calendar date, you can save it, and then you can go on the back button. You have your ins and your outs. Just tells you what's on, what's not on, what's available, what's not available with your sensors. You have a gear over here. This gear is preset for parameters, which is locked. Customers do not have this parameter code. You have to contact us to get the parameter code. That's set so no one can go in the system and change the parameters and cause any damage. Back door button. You have to go to the back screen. You have an option button here. Currently we're here. We have the crusher display. We have a red triangle. The red triangle, if you have a problem with your unit, have a check engine light, or if it brings out of code an SPN or FMI code, it will be displayed on the screen right here. And if that's flashing, you'll hear from this siren. It'll tell you what is going on. If you have an e-stop button that's actually pressed in, or you have a CAN bus communication, and it gives you kind of like a fault list. You have your rabbit and your turtle. This is for your RPM. You want to increase your RPM as rabbit, decrease your RPM as turtle. You have your option button. You have rabbit for tracking your unit. You could track your unit slightly faster or slightly slower. The slightly slower is the preset. Obviously, if you want it to go faster, you hit the rabbit. You have another category. You have lights, and you have a water suppression system. This unit does have a tank on the opposite side, which I'll show you. If you wanted to turn on the electric water pump, you would turn this on, and it would activate the water system. This unit does not have fog lights, but it's an option. You could add fog lights onto the unit, and then like working lights, and then you can hit this button, and your lights will turn on. You have a fan button here. This is not an option that's for this unit. These displays are also used on other units, and they come preset. This unit has an external fuel pump, which I'll show you. So say if you're on the job site and the customer runs out of fuel. Customer calls the fueling company. They cannot reach your unit on the job site, but you have access either to a 55-gallon drum or any sort of container. You can fill that up with fuel, bring it over to the unit, and you open up the valve, hit this button, and you can suck fuel into the unit. Over here you have your depth. The way it's set up now, you never really want to mess with these. The computer does it automatically. It goes into regen. Now that we've described all the settings on here, you want to sync your remote. To sync your remote, you'll see how the remote has an arrow down. This is on the off position. You want to turn it to the right, have it face to the left. The remote will beep. You turn, pull out your e-stop. You have your start button. You want to press it once. It'll flash fast. You hit it one more time. It'll flash slow. That tells you your unit is synced. Anytime you need to run a hydraulic function, if you're tracking your unit, or you need to open up a conveyor, you'd want to have your RPMs all the way up. We're going to raise our RPMs all the way up. And it only goes to a certain point. So first thing we're going to do, there's an illustration here. Here's our extraction belt. That's our side belt, which is you have no lever because you control it from the opposite side. You have your magnetic conveyor, lower, raise, and then over here is a kick out lever. So this lever controls the flap in the back. So currently you see how that's up. I'm going to hit the lever and you'll see it'll go back down. So that's so that right there, how it's pushed all the way back. If you have concrete with a lot of rebar, you could have it all the way out like we showed you previously, and it'll help kick the rebar out towards your extraction belt. We're going to open up our extraction belt. Back is closed, forward is open. Okay, so now we have our extraction belt all the way open. We're going to go to the opposite side. This 805 has an extra conveyor for your fines, which is on the side of the unit. So normally when your unit is stopped, you're going to have pins that are located over here on the bottom. These are mostly for transport and at the end of the day. You want to pull these pins out. One on that side, one on this side. You have your lever here for opening. So now we're going to open. We'll go up. So this is a two-part conveyor. Once we're all the way in the up position, we're going to go to this valve here from the left all the way to the right. We hit the same lever in the up position to open, and your conveyor opens. While we're here at the conveyor, you'll notice there's an illustration. Currently, the lever's all the way forward. Your fine material is not going to go onto your fines belt. That will come out of your extraction belt. We're going to use our fines belt, so we will hit this lever all the way this way down, and now the material comes down and it comes out on our fines belt. Like I said earlier, this unit comes with a suppression system. Here's your water tank. You have a water filter here. You have your water pump here. These units come with a three-way valve. If you run out of water out of your tank, you can literally close this valve, open up this one, and you can run a garden hose off a 1-inch submersible inside a water container. We're going to go to the opposite side. I'm going to show you a little bit more of the settings with this unit. So a key feature on this unit is it automatically presets down to its preset height. You can always zero it out and the machine will always readjust itself. Ideally, you can do that in test mode. To do that in test mode, you need to unsync your remote. So you can shut off your remote. You notice the RPMs go down. Shut that off. We go to our back screen. We hit this button here. We'll disconnect our remote system. Go back to our RPM screen. Go to our crusher tab. On our crusher tab, now I have the option, if there's an issue with this unit and I want to test a function, I can hit test. I could turn on vibrating hopper. I could increase the speed, decrease the speed. I could turn on the crusher, magnetic conveyor, extraction belt. This is your revert. Your revert button's here on the bottom. You would hold this for like 3 seconds, and the machine will automatically adjust itself on the jaws. It just did it now. You can see it. I'll do it again so you can see it. Another option that you have here, you can open and close your jaws. You can open them up, and we can close them. This unit has stroke cylinders, so it goes by millimeters. So if I'm closing it, or if I'm opening it. Another option is turtle and fast. When you go and test, you want to have your RPMs all the way up. Also lights. If you had lights on this unit, you could turn on your lights. So we'll get out of test mode. Simply, you can just go back, get out of test. So in auto mode, I'm going to show you how to turn in auto via the display, and then I'll show you how to turn it on with the remote. The unit has three settings. You have hard rock, you have asphalt, and mixed recycled. So we're not going to do test. We're going to go to auto, and it goes on by itself. You have your front extraction, your magnetic. It's going to be your crusher, and then it's going to be your vibrator. Say now we want to take it out of auto. All you have to do is hit the auto button and it starts shutting down. Your feed hopper shuts down. Then it's going to be your crusher, and then your final is going to be your magnetic conveyor and your extraction belt. Usually this process, after you hit the auto button, takes about 30 seconds. All the belts are shut down. So I'm going to show you now how to do it back in with the remote. You go back to your original screen. You enable your remote. Go back to this screen. We have to resync our remote. Arrows facing down, it's off. Turn to the left. That means our remote, our e-stop is out. We're going to hit our stop button. It's going to flash fast. We'll hit it one more time. Flash is slow. Now we want to put our unit in auto. Very simple. All you have to do is start. Unit goes in auto. And we'll go to the opposite side and we'll turn on our feeds belt. That's separate from the auto function. That would only turn on after you start up your unit in auto. Our unit's in auto. We have our fines belt there. We'll go here to the remote. You look at the conveyor. I go up, on, turns on. now that we have our unit running, we want to shut it all down. Your feed belt is first thing you're going to shut off. Feed belt is off. We're going to take it out of auto on the remote. We'll hit the stop. Feed hopper shuts off first. Second is your crusher. And then finally is your magnetic conveyor and your extraction belt. All right, so now that our unit is out of auto and we're done, we're going to leave our remote on because you need to have the remote synced to fold up your side conveyor. So we're going to hit this lever down. We're going to raise our conveyor. Once we have our conveyor all the way up, we're going to go to our valve and we're going to turn it all the way to the left. All the way to the left. We'll hit our lever down again. And then you will end up putting your pins, one here and one here. I'm going to show you the unit in the back, so I'm going to raise up the conveyor so we can open up all the doors. Opening up the conveyor, lever all the way up. When we shut off the unit, we'll do a little walk around. It's easier to hear off the unit off. Your E-stop, you want to push that down. You want to turn the button on the remote all the way down. We'll go to the display, turn the key off. You shut your key off, and then we would hit our battery disconnect over here on the bottom. So this unit, you have a door here underneath the display. Behind here, you have fuses and relays. Behind here, you have your valve block. Something happens to your remote, your unit is stuck somewhere. You could put a lever here and a lever here. That normally, there's two levers that come with the unit inside the box. You could activate your left track and your right track. Also over here on the right, you have a battery charger. So the battery that's on your remote, if you have, normally it comes with two. You have one battery that's dying or died. You can plug in your battery here, plug in your spare to your remote, and you're still always charging your unit. Behind this door, you have our fuel pump. Earlier I said you had an option on the display that had a picture of like a fuel tank. Same thing. If you have a company that's coming to the job site, they can't access your unit on site. You could fill up a 55-gallon drum full of diesel. You could put this hose in here, obviously open up the valve, hit the button, and you can suck the fluid into the unit. This unit also has some gauges. If you noticed earlier, we have hydraulic gauge 1, 2, 3, and 4. You have one for your main conveyor, one for your jaw cylinder. This unit has 2 jaw cylinders, tension cylinder, and a vibrating feeder. On the back side of the unit, there's also going to be 2 more gauges. One for your crusher pump and your service pump. Here's your service pump here. Here's your crusher pump over here on the bottom. Open up the door. This unit comes with a Doosan engine. Also, on all of our units, we have QR codes. So if you don't have your user manual or your parts manual with you, you can easily grab your phone, scan it with your camera, and it'll take you straight to a user manual, parts manual, any other information that you have that you might need for your unit. We have our hydraulic tank here. This filter back here. Here is your service pump. Here is your crusher pump, fuel filter. Behind this door, oil filter, air filter, your radiator. On the side of the radiator, you're going to have your DEF tank. This unit runs on DEF. Please be mindful. Always keep your DEF level up to par. Also, you have your diesel. If you're you have a off-road company coming on fuel up your unit, this is where they would fill it. Your hydraulic oil fill is right in front of the DEF tank, all the way up top. If you need to top off your fluid. Behind this door here, you have another electrical cabinet. You have your engine ECU. Behind here, you have your modem. If ever the manufacturer needs to log into your unit, if there's an issue, if we need to check something in parameters, this is the modem that they plug into. On this bottom one, all it is just a valve. Also, you have your emergency stop here on this unit, and you have one on the opposite side, which I'll show you. You have one right here. While we're here, please note that your unit does have grease certs. Please read your user's manual on the grams that you need to pump per day or your scheduling. Some units are 8 hours, some units are 4 hours. It all depends on the user manual. Please read your user manual, and it'll tell you all that information. And that concludes our demonstration of our K-JC 805. And if you have any questions, please give us a call at 908-369-3340. Thank you.